Sigma males have a rich inner world that they often find more fascinating than the outer world. They may look calm and collected on the outside, but on the inside, they're often churning with ideas and thoughts. This can make them seem a bit odd or even eccentric to others. Here are 8 of the weirdest traits of Sigma men that make them seem like they're from another planet. 1. They don't always smile. Because Sigma males are very internal people, they don't feel the need to put on a fake smile for the world. Many Sigmas don't smile very often, but that doesn't mean they are unhappy or aren't having a good time. A Sigma man doesn't have to have a smile on their face to show they're having a good time. While some people smile just to hide their true emotions, Sigma men are more likely to keep a poker face because they're not trying to hide anything. We often see people as being more approachable and likable when they smile, but Sigmas don't usually care about that. They would rather be genuine and authentic, even if it means they might come across as a bit serious. 2. They don't always enjoy being complimented. Although compliments are intended to make people feel good, many Sigma males dislike being told they're smart or good at something. This is because they are usually very aware of their own strengths and weaknesses. They don't need others to tell them what they already know. It's okay to compliment a Sigma man from time to time, but don't overdo it. If you compliment him all the time, you may not believe your compliments. While many people love hearing compliments, Sigmas would rather have someone point out their flaws so they can work on them. This is because they are always striving for self-improvement. 3. They're incredibly rational yet entirely mysterious. Sigma males are some of the most rational people you'll ever meet. They're constantly thinking things through and making logical decisions. However, at the same time, they can be quite mysterious. Many Sigmas keep to themselves and don't share much about their inner thoughts or feelings. This can make them seem like they're from another world entirely. They are actually quite adept at reading people, but they often don't share what they're thinking. As Sigma men get older, they may develop a strong sense of moral principles or individualistic beliefs that influence their actions. While they may not be the most emotional people, they do have deep feelings and strong values. They just don't feel the need to share them with everyone they meet as some people do. They may not show their emotions on the outside, but on the inside, they're usually feeling a lot more than they let on. Being extremely rational and logical can make Sigma males seem very different. They often don't understand why people act irrationally or make emotional decisions. This can make them seem a bit cold or unemotional to others. However, Sigma men are often very caring and supportive people, even if they don't show it on the outside. 4. They think in symbols and images. They may see symbols or patterns in everything around them and often think in pictures rather than words. This can make them seem weird, since most people think in words. Sigma males are often very intuitive and can see things that others miss. This is one of the reasons they may use a lot of metaphor and symbol rather than straightforward language. To make a strong impact in their speech and writing, they combine rational, fact-based thinking with vivid imagery. When Sigmas are talking, they often come across as being very sure of themselves. This is because they've already thought through what they're going to say and know exactly what they want to communicate. Sigma males are usually very clear and concise in their communication, but sometimes their metaphors and symbols can go over people's heads. They may need to slow down and explain their thoughts more clearly if they want others to understand them. People often ask Sigmas to translate their thoughts into words, but they may not always be able to do that. 5. They are open-minded while seeming cold. The Sigma personality type is inward-focused, and many of its characteristics are invisible to others. They process information and think deeply about it, but you can't observe any of that. They are often perceived as cold by others. They don't tell people what they're thinking, so many believe them to be unfriendly. In reality, Sigma males are often very open-minded and tolerant of others, even if they don't show it. They're usually more interested in listening than talking and are always willing to hear people out. They think carefully about various topics and circumstances, and they're receptive to interpreting everything. But this is because they never externalize any of it. It's a bit contradictory and can make Sigma males seem very confusing to others. It's as if they are two different people, the private thinker and the patient listener. But Sigma males are usually more complex than that. They are both of those things and more. 6. They love deep conversation but hate small talk. Sigma men are notoriously bad at small talk. They hate it, and they're not very good at it. This is because they like to think deeply about things, and they're not interested in the superficial topics that most people talk about in casual conversation. Sigma males would much rather have a deep, meaningful discussion about something they're interested in. Sigma males often find small talk to be a waste of time, and they can't understand why people bother with it. They would much rather skip the pleasantries and get to the meat of the conversation. This can make them seem impatient or rude to others, but they usually don't mean to be. They just want to get to the interesting part of the conversation. If you want to discuss something with a Sigma man, it's best to come prepared with something that you're both interested in. Otherwise, you may find yourself being interrogated by the Sigma's line of questioning. 7. They like to be alone but also crave powerful masterminds. They are known for their love of solitude. They often prefer to be alone so they can think without interruption. This love of privacy can make Sigma males seem cold or aloof to others, but it's usually just because they need time to themselves. However, even though Sigmas may prefer to be alone, they'd also crave intellectual stimulation. They want to find others who can challenge them and help them grow intellectually. This is why they often seek out mastermind groups or other forms of collaboration. They need to feel like they're constantly learning and growing, and being around others helps them do that. While others love to talk about people, Sigma men love to discuss ideas. This is the difference between Sigmas and other types. They would much rather discuss their goals or vision with someone than gossip about the latest celebrity scandal. 8. They're great leaders but terrible at following useless rules. Sigma males are known for their leadership abilities. They're usually the ones in charge and are often very good at it. This is because they are strategic thinkers who are always looking for ways to improve. They're also very decisive, which makes them natural leaders. However, Sigma men can also be very rebellious. They hate following rules that they see as pointless, and they're always looking for ways to bend or break the old rules. This can make them seem like troublemakers, but they usually just want to find a better way of doing things. Sigmas are always questioning the status quo and looking for ways to improve it. This makes them excellent leaders but can also make them very frustrating to work with. They are often the type of people who end up starting their own businesses or organizations. They're not content to follow someone else's rules. They want to create their own.